Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Just got a rain barrel that I'm going to be using as a rain barrel to help obviously fill up my empty pond. There's a hole in the liner somewhere, no idea. Anyway, I wanted to get a rain barrel so when this is getting dry like this, I can use the rain barrel to help fill the water level so at least my I guess lily pad, my lotus flower stuff, at least comes up and it has some water down in there. Until I can fix that. But anyway, figure out to show you how this works. So this is a rain gutter, basically valve that you put onto your rain gutter, and this is everything that comes in it. So you get your, so if you can see on the inside, it has a little port, little ledge. So when you line it up to your rain gutter, the water comes out this way, connects to your hose. Which I'm going to run down that way. And believe it or not, it's kind of like a weird angle, but the top of that is actually lower than the top of this. So that should fill up quite nicely. But anyway, so on your rain gutter, if you have a downspout like this, they usually kind of accordion down. And then you can kind of put this up, put that in place there. And then basically just accordion this piece back up into place. And you might need to squeeze a little bit depending on your configuration. And then you're good to go with that. And then that's going to be your hose piece. And then I got some of this black pond piping. So let's just open this up. And this is slightly larger than 3/4. So I figured I would get this size. Careful not to cut any of this tube. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to route it through the back. So that's the hose, and since this is a little bit, it's pretty close to the same size, I'm not going to put it on the inside, but I'm going to use this as kind of like a little bit of a valve that comes with it to kind of hook that all into place. So if you don't have the right size, I can use this as kind of like an adapter to fit on there. And then I can put the hose in here, put a couple of clamps on there to hold everything nice and tight together. And again, we'll just help that stay in place. Alright, so it seems like it's angled pretty good. Pull some slack out of that. So now it's straight on that side. Then we'll put this down this way. All right, let's move this rain barrel closer. And then we'll put that in through this cap here. And then that is going to be set. And I'll configure this so this kind of is like maybe a little bit closer, a little bit flatter. And then we go from there. And then I'll show you how this fills up overnight, and I'll make that feel a little bit better. All right, so I'm gonna start using this this step bit here to drill a hole through this. So let's see how close I can get that. I want it pretty tight because I want it not to come out. All right, so I can make that pretty form-fitting. And we'll just twist this a couple times in the opposite direction so we can screw that on nice and easy. So yeah. So we'll take some more slack out of this and we'll see how it works overnight because we're expecting some rain. So stay tuned. So it rained for a little bit of a drizzle, not too much of a rain, and you can hear all the water that's going down there. Put a clamp on. I still have a little bit of a drip, and obviously I need a little bit more hose so that's not as so it doesn't droop as much. But as we get closer to the barrel, so you can hear that filling up. That was with a little bit of a drizzle. So let me see if I can unwind this real quick so I can give you an idea. So that was just like, that's like just a drizzle that we had going on here. So yeah, this thing will fill up nice. Let's turn that, you just twist that on a couple turns. But yeah, you can hear it filling up nicely. And then when we get a real rain, that should fill up super fast. As long as I get some more hose here to set that up. But anyhow, Brian from Garage Hall, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll get this pond a little more stabilized with some water here. But be safe out there.